So, good morning, students. Today, we are going to see an important topic called amino acids. Since you people are part of structural biology course or biophysics course, it is a very important topic to address with because amino acids are the starting points of proteins. Since you people are going to study majorly about proteins, its structure, its function, and mechanism, you need to make sure whether you are strong with the amino acids. This is the basic part. Since amino acids are the building block of proteins, this concept is the building part of your course module. Okay, so let me hide myself so that you could see this ppt clearly. So what is an amino acid? Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. As I said in my previous slide, it is the building blocks of proteins. It starts as the major part of the proteins. Many amino acids combine together to form the structure of the protein, right? So there are three types of structures: primary, secondary, tertiary. It is not of our choice now. I will explain in the next class. So what is an amino acid? You could see here there is an this is the structure of amino acids in general. Okay, this is structure of amino acid. You could see here on the left of it there is an amide group. Okay, protein always starts with the N terminal, that is called amide region. You could see here there is a carbonyl group, so it ends with the C terminus. Okay, this is the basic concept of amino acids. You could see at the middle there is a thing called carbon atom, right? This carbon atom is called central carbon atom, which is also called an alpha carbon atom. You could see here there is a thing called R, which is called the side chain, which is the organic group attached to the general structure of the amino acids. As the R changes, the name of the amino acid changes. So this is the concept of the structure of amino acids. So I hope this is you people might be clear with the structure of the amino acids, right? So it's simple, right? In general, the structure of the amino acid looks the same except in this region, whereas the side chain changes, the name of the amino acid changes. Got it? So next is, you could see there are so many amino acids here, right? 20 amino acids, and these are all the structure of those amino acids. The problem which I saw with the students previously are they always start to think about amino acid, start to buy head things. Okay, this is the problem. When you study about any concept, you have to understand the concept so that you will never forget throughout your lifetime. Okay, so I want to teach in such a way so that you will never forget the concept of amino acids. You see, we'll go to the structural part of the amino acids later, because when you start to see the structure, you will feel bored and you will be complex. Your mind will start to think of so many things, right? So better leave this. Better leave this part now. Okay, let's concentrate on this part, amino acids, right? You could see these are all the names of the amino acid, and then there comes this section and there comes this section, right? So we all have a name, right? So myself, I am Gugan, right? My friends used to call me Googie. Likewise, you also have a general name, and then your parents call you in a specific name, and then your friends call you in a specific name, right? Likewise, amino acids also have a names. Okay, these are all 20 essential amino acids that I am going to explain today. So you shall understand things easily. Let's start from start from the basics. Okay, you people, I mean, when we go to school, the first thing we should study is what alphabets, A to Z, right? We never forget that, right? So likewise, I am going to correlate amino acids with the alphabet so that you also never forget about amino acids. So we have, right, A to Z, A, B, C, D, some it goes on and it ends on Z. So we have 26 what alphabets. Likewise, we have 20 amino acids. So I'm going to correlate this 20 amino acids on the alphabets, right? The alphabet starts with A, right? So as I said earlier, amino acids have three names. So we are going to start from single, triple, and then the entire name. Okay, so amino acids have single letter code, triple letter code, and the name of the amino acids. So here I'm going to correlate from the single letter code to the name of the amino acids. The first alphabet is A, right? So please make a note whatever I'm telling, so that you could understand, you could see this notes, and you never forget the name of the amino acids. Of course, you need to study about the structural representation of the amino acids later in the next presentation or something like that. Okay, so the alphabet starts with A is for what? Alanine. A is for alanine. The single letter code is A, and the triple letter code is what? ALA. ALA. This is the triple letter code, and the name of the amino acids alanine. Okay, what is the next alphabet? B. So there is no amino acid for B. You shall leave B in this amino acid alphabet. Okay, there is no amino acid for B. What is next? C. You could see here C, right? The single letter code is C, and then the triple letter code is cysteine. CYS. The triple letter code is cis. CYS. And the corresponding name of the amino acid is cysteine. CYSTEINE. So what is the next amino acid? Next alphabet D. So D is for aspartic acid. The triple letter code is what? ASP. What is it? What is it? ASP. You could see the single letter code is D, and the triple letter code is ASP, and the corresponding name of the amino acid is aspartic acid. So what is next alphabet? E. So the single letter code is E, and then the triple letter code is what? Glutamic acid. GLU. GLU is what? Glutamic acid, and then corresponding name of the amino acid is glutamic acid. Okay, and then what is next? F. After E is what? F. Where is F here? Oh, I couldn't find F here. Oh yeah, here it is, right? So the single letter code is F. The triple letter code is PHE, and the corresponding name of the amino acid is, you could see, phenylalanine, right? So what's next? You could see what F after F? Yeah, G, this guy. The simplest amino acid of all the amino acids reported. That is called what? Glycine. What is it? Glycine. The triple letter code is GLY. So what's next for G? Then comes H, right? After G, it's H in our alphabetical order, right? So H stands for an amino acid called histidine. HISTIDINE. So the triple letter code is HIS. Very simple. So what after H? I. The amino acid corresponding to the I is isoleucine. What is it? Isoleucine. The triple letter code is ILE. So once after I, there is an, what's next? What is the next alphabet? J. So there is no amino acid for J. So you shall leave that. And what's next? K, right? Where is K here? Oh my god, where is K? Yeah, here you could see K. The corresponding amino acid is lysine. What is it? Lysine. What is the triple letter code for lysine? LYS. So what's after K? IJKL. So L, the triple letter code for L is LEU. The corresponding amino acid for L is leucine, right? Leucine. After L, you could see methionine, M, right? M. M for MET. Triple letter code for M is MET, and the name of the amino acid is methionine. You could see what? Methionine. And then what? M after M? N. Yeah, here it is N. N is for asparagine. What is it? Asparagine. The triple letter code is ASN. After MN, then what? O. There is no amino acid for O. And then next is P. You could see here P. P for proline. PRO. P for what? Proline. And then once you are done with P, then there is an important thing called Q. Q. The amino acid for Q is glutamine. Here you could see what? Glutamine. The triple letter code is GL1. Once you are done with Q, PQ, and then what? R. Yeah. The amino acid for R is arginine. Arginine. The triple letter code is ARG. Once you are done with R, then what's next? You could see S. Yeah. After R, yes. The triple letter code is SCR. The corresponding amino acid for S is serine. So once you are done with S, then T. 309. THR, right? THR is the triple letter code for T, and the name of the corresponding amino acid is 309. Once you are done with T, then U. There is no amino acid for U. And then V, valine. The triple letter code for V is VAL, and the amino acid name of the amino acid is valine. Once you are done with V, then UVW. Yeah, here it is W, right? The triple letter code is TRP, and the name of the amino acid is tryptophan. What is it? Tryptophan. After W, what? X. There is no amino acid for X, right? So you shall leave. And one after that, you could see Y. So Y is for tyrosine. What is it? Tyrosine. The triple letter code for tyrosine is TYR. So and then after Y, Z. There is no amino acid for Z. You see, you could replace your alphabets starting from A to Z with these 20 alphabets, and you should always correlate this starting from A to Z, okay? So likewise, A, B, C, D, A, we used to say A for apple, B for ball, something like that. So you, being a structural biologist, you are supposed to say from now, A for alanine, there is no amino acid for B, C for cysteine, D for aspartic acid, E for glutamic acid, F for phenylalanine, G for glycine, H for histidine, I for isoleucine, J, there is no amino acid for J, K for lysine, and then what? L for leucine, M for methionine, N for asparagine, O for there is no amino acid for O, P for proline, then what? And then what? Q for glutamine, R for arginine, S for serine, and then what? T for threonine, there is no amino acid for U, and then V for valine, W tryptophan, there is no amino acid for X, Y tyrosine, there is no amino acid for Z. Got it? So these are all the amino acids. This is how you have to keep in mind the amino acids. Once you start to know about the name of the amino acids, then it is very easy to come to this section, right? As I told you, there are 20 amino acids. These amino acids are further characterized into different groups based on their properties. Okay, based on what? Properties. As I said from the previous slide, you could see here, right? The structure of the amino acid is the same except this R group. What is it? Except this R group, the structure looks the same. You could see in the next slide here, you could see, so there are some kind of a changes here, right? Here, likewise it goes on, right? So whatever changes associated, then the name of the amino acid varies. So these 20 amino acids are further classified into different groups based on the property. What are those property? Based on the nature of this amino acid. For example, we have acidic amino acid and basic amino acids. What are acidic amino acids? Acidic amino acids you could see at the end. Where are those acidic amino acids? Yeah, here you could see it ends with an carbonyl group, acidic nature in their side chain. That is, it is highly negative in nature. So those two amino acids associated with acidic amino acids are aspartic acid and glutamic acid. What is the opposite of acidic? Basic. Very simple. There are three guys: lysine, arginine, and histidine. You could see it ends with the what? Amide region, highly positive region. So these are called what? Basic amino acids. These are called acidic amino acids. Likewise, there is another concept called hydrophobic amino acids. Based on the hydrophobicity at the terminal end, the hydrophobic amino acids are mentioned. For example, alanine, valine, isoleucine, leucine, methionine, phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan, and then what? All these amino acids are hydrophobic in nature. So you could see from the side chain, it is highly bulky in nature. Because of its hydrophobicity in nature, these amino acids are called hydrophobic amino acids. What is it? Hydrophobic amino acids. Likewise, there are other group of amino acids called polar uncharged amino acids. Polar what? Uncharged amino acids. Who are all they? Serine, threonine, asparagine, and glutamine. So there are some special amino acids are also there. Okay. For example, cysteine and selenocysteine. Okay, it has what? It has a, what is the metal here? Sulfur, and then selenium here. So these are all special amino acids which contains special groups, right? So based on the property, we have saw what? Acidic amino acids, basic amino acids, hydrophobic amino acids, polar uncharged amino acids. Likewise, we also saw what? Some important special amino acids like cysteine and selenocysteine. You could see there are sulfur containing amino acids such as cysteine and methionine. We could see where is methionine? Methionine is somewhere here. So these amino acids contains what? Sulfur in their side chain. So that's why these amino acids are called sulfur containing amino acids. When you study about the structure of the protein, these sulfur containing amino acids, such as especially cysteine, plays a major role in maintaining the stability of the structure. There is another important amino acids or a simple amino acids called glycine. You could see there is no side chain associated with glycine. That's why it is called the simplest amino acid. You could see another amino acid called proline. It is also a very important amino acid and is a special amino acid because it has a cyclic ring associated side chain. So it acts as a helix breaker. So we'll see the structural part of the amino acids in detail in the next class. Okay, so that because you will get confused when you start to learn too many things on a single day. So you could see, as I said, so two amino acids. You could see this is an amino, as I told at the beginning, amino acid starts at the N terminus and ends with the C terminus. Likewise, if there are more than one amino acids, the combination of these amino acids acts by a removal of water molecule. You could see here, right? The removal of water molecule happens, and then the peptide bonds. You could see two peptides bonded together by removal of a water molecule, and this concept is called peptide bond. Now two bonds has been bonded by removal of water molecule and it becomes a dipeptide. Likewise, many bonded amino acids are called peptides or proteins. Okay, this is the concept of how the amino acids bonded together. So based on the bonding, the secondary structural architecture also varies. Okay, the concept is the carbonyl group of the first amino acid hydrogen bonded with the amide nitrogen of the second amino acid. So it tends into the process of removal of water molecule, which finally gives a product called dipeptide by forming a bond called peptide bond. Understood? Okay, so next class we'll see about the structural orientation of amino acids in detail. So I have already gone through the basic part of the amino acids, such as what are all the amino acids, name of the amino acids starting from single letter code to triple letter code, and the property of the amino acids based on the side chain architecture. I hope you understood. So once you are home, please refer any biochemistry, basic biochemistry book, such as a book by Leninger, Stryer, White and White. It will give more idea about the concept of amino acids. Okay, next class we'll see about the structure of amino acids, and then we'll go into the protein structure. Thank you.